Have you ever noticed how the best speakers seem to answer questions before you even ask? That's no accident. It's a skill called anticipatory response, and it's at the heart of powerful Q&A sessions. Let me set the stage. Imagine you're in a job interview. The interviewer asks, "Can you tell me about a challenge you overcame?" Right away, your mind races what counts as a challenge. How detailed should I be? Here's the conflict. Most people freeze or ramble. But what if you could break down your answer using a simple framework like star situation, task, action, result? Now you might be thinking, but isn't that formulaic? Actually, it frees you to focus on the substance rather than fumbling for structure. Think of it as scaffolding. It supports your ideas while you build your narrative. So, mastering Q&A starts with structure. You anticipate, you organize, and suddenly you're not just answering questions, you're telling compelling stories with clarity and confidence. Active listening, two words that can transform any speaking practice. But what does it really mean? It's not just nodding and waiting your turn. It's engaging, reflecting, and even paraphrasing to show you've truly understood the question. Here's where many stumble. You hear the question, but you're already planning your answer. That's called cognitive load. It's like having too many browser tabs open, everything slows down. Let me tell you a story. A friend once panicked during a conference Q&A. Instead of addressing the audience's concerns, he gave a rehearsed answer. The result? The audience felt ignored. So, what's the fix? Echo the question in your own words. If I understand correctly, you're asking, this technique, known as reflective listening, clarifies expectations and buys you a moment to think. By prioritizing active listening, you avoid misinterpretation and connect on a human level. Suddenly, Q&A isn't a minefield, it's a dialogue. Now, what happens when you're hit with a curveball, a question you didn't anticipate, or worse, one that's meant to challenge you? Let's break it down. The setup. You're presenting a project and someone asks about a critical flaw, the conflict. Panic sets in. Should you dodge, deflect, or defend? Here's a powerful tool: the bridging technique. Say, "That's a great point. Let me share how we're addressing that." You acknowledge the concern, then pivot like a chess player anticipating the next move. Technical term time: cognitive reappraisal. It's reframing a threat as an opportunity. Instead of seeing tough questions as attacks, treat them as chances to showcase your depth. So next time, remember, embrace the challenge. With bridging and cognitive reappraisal, you can navigate even the toughest Q&A moments with composure and insight. It's tempting to over-explain, especially when you want to sound knowledgeable, but clarity and brevity are your allies. Why? Because the human brain loves digestible chunks, a concept known as cognitive load theory. Imagine you're asked, "What's blockchain?" You could launch into algorithms and consensus protocols, but if your audience gets lost, you've missed the mark. Now, you might be thinking, how do I simplify without dumbing down? Here's my trick: use analogies. Blockchain is like a digital ledger, everyone gets a copy, and no one can erase the history. By chunking your answer, starting broad, then adding details, you keep listeners engaged and informed. This is also called the pyramid principle. Lead with the main point, then support with evidence. So, the next time you answer, remember, concise explanations win hearts and minds. Less is often more, but only if it's clear. Let's face it, confidence in Q&A doesn't appear overnight. It's a muscle you build, repetition by repetition. But how do you practice with purpose? Try simulated Q&A sessions. Record yourself, then play it back. Notice your pacing, Your tone, are you rushing or rambling? This is a form of metacognition, thinking about your own thinking. Now, you might be wondering, what if I sound awkward? We all do it first. That's the setup. The conflict, the discomfort. The resolution is reflection. Ask yourself, what worked? What can I improve? Let me challenge you. After each Q&A, jot down two strengths and one growth area. Over time, this self-feedback loop transforms nerves into assurance. So, whether you're prepping for an interview, a presentation, or just everyday conversations,